If you're selling on Amazon and not taking advantage of Q2, you're leaving serious money on the table. Right now is the calm before the storm, and smart sellers are stacking quick flips in Q2, leading into Prime Day in July, the third biggest day of the year in the trillion-dollar US e-commerce market. This time of the year is actually when I made my first $10,000 profit months as a new seller back in 2021. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down a few actual Q2 winning products, stuff you can go source tonight, and I'm going to show you guys how to ride that momentum all the way through the most profitable months of the year. Let's get into it. Before we get into the exact examples, guys, my biggest piece of advice doing product research this time of year as a newer seller is do not just go to random websites and look through their clearance sections. Instead, focus on storefront stocking, proven winning products you can already see sell well on Amazon, and make sure to double down on sourcing this time of the year because there's a bunch of holidays coming up. Memorial Day is going to have a ton of good deals in mid-June, Father's Day as well. And now it's not technically Q2, but right at the start of Q3 in July is going to be the 4th of July as well, which is an excellent time of the year to source products, and the back to school season is getting started too. And later in this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of tips to get ready for Prime Day as well. Let's jump into those winning Q2 examples. The first niche for Q2, guys, is going to be water bottles because people are getting outside more and they need this kind of stuff. Thermoses, coolers, water bottles, etc., etc. here. So here's an example of a winning product right here. So we can take a look at these Owala water bottles right here. Right off the bat, I can see it's 100,000 sales rank, so I know this listing actually sells well. And then over on Academy, we can pick it up for only $40 right here. So if I plug in over on SellerAmp, that's all we need to do this stuff, guys. A $40 buy cost and a $64 sale price right here, we can see that leaves $8 profit and a 21% ROI. But what you really need to understand, guys, is that you don't really find items good, you make items good. And that's what's so good about this time of year is there's so many holidays and so many deals coming up. So I can see over on Academy, there's actually a 10% email sign-up code as well that I can just use again and again right here. So now this actually isn't a $40 buy cost. I can take off 10% in SellerAmp and make this a 34% ROI, a $36 buy cost, and a $12 profit right here. And we can see, taking a look historically on this item over the last year, the volume really picked up as summer came up here in June and July right here. We can see the sales rank went from like 100K-ish, right, which is right around where it is now, all the way down to like a 30 to 40K rank pretty consistently here. So that makes perfect sense that this type of product increases in demand during the summer months that we're getting into here in mid-May, getting into June and July. So demand increases, which means quicker sales and more profit overall for us right here. So this is an example of a niche that's doing really well this time of year. People are getting outside more. They need this type of product more and more, and you're going to see increased profits and increased demand on these types of items this time of year. To keep going with the idea of stuff people need outdoors, beach towels and just that kind of thing, outdoor gear is huge as well. So we can take a look at these Williams-Sonoma towels right here. Right off the bat, I can see it's already selling really well. It's got a 37K rank right here, 100 plus bought in the past month. Taking a look historically on the Keepa, this is incredibly stable price action here as well. So if I take a look at the year-long data, we can see it was even selling for more last summer too, which is bullish as well, but incredibly stable price here, literally for a while. So taking a look here, we can see it's going for about $31 on Amazon consistently. Is some price jumping up already, and we can see that it did sell for more last summer, which makes sense when it's in more demand here. We can see picking these up for about 17 bucks over on the Williams-Sonoma website right here. Say we plug in 16.95 right here. It's pretty close, almost $3 profit, 16% ROI right here, but over on Carbear, I can grab discounted gift cards too and make this even better. And then if I buy a $100 gift card for 93 bucks, that adds profit to my bottom line. It's really important to be using discounted gift cards, especially to combine with those deals coming up. So if I go here and take off 7% from this, now this becomes about $4 profit and a 24% ROI, which is technically a little bit lower than I want to be. I typically want to be above a 30% ROI. But when it's this type of product that's sold for a lot more last year, it's not really the type of thing people are going to return. They pretty much know what they're going to get, so the return rate's not going to be super high. I'm comfortable grabbing something like this because it's so backed up by seasonal demand. And when these holidays come up, this is probably going to be a cheaper buy cost as well. And there's also other colors we can go ahead and take a look at and explore, and probably other towel sizes too. So that's why I love the storefront stocking method, guys, rather than just going to random websites and look through their clearance sections, is the sellers that carry this product probably don't just have one Williams-Sonoma towel listing. They probably have other sizes, variations, etc., etc. as well, and that's going to lead to more leads in less time. This next one's a pretty obvious one, but just like summer clothing is going to do really well, which makes a lot of sense this time of year. Now, personally, I don't think you should buy exact listings you see in a YouTube video. I just want to show you guys examples of the different niches here that you can go ahead and storefront stock off this too and find a lot more from there. So taking a look at these Nautica shorts, we can see 55 bucks. Crazy, these are so expensive, but I know they actually sell because there's 4,600 reviews right here. And then I can see over on the Nautica website here, we can literally see 17 and there's an extra 20% off clearance. This is an absolutely banger product right here. So we can plug in 17 right here, then we take off 20% from this. Now it does say private label. Don't automatically avoid listings that have the private label alert. It just means they're low competition. Taking a look here historically, we can see this literally hasn't even been in stock like a good amount of the last 6 months. This is a ridiculously profitable product. I really like clothing too because there's different sizes and different colors. So you can find multiple variations that are profitable just off one listing. So I love stuff like this, especially this time of year as well. Thinking ahead, not just to the early summer months, but also the coming back to school months, which is really going to be in July and August. School supplies, calculators, backpacks, even clothing type of stuff for school is absolutely going to pop off right here. So if we take a look at this calculator right here, we can see 400 reviews, we already know this does well, 100 plus bought, and it's a good sales rank already here. Then we can see over on this distribution website, it's going for $23.95 right here. So we can see we're at $6 profit and a 24% ROI. Now, honestly, I think you might be able to potentially contact this company and pay even cheaper, potentially buying in bulk. It looks like that kind of site potentially, but taking a look down here, incredibly stable price. And if we go to the year long here, we can also see the demand goes crazy during July and August, which makes a lot of sense here. And the price went up. So this was going for like 45, a good bit of back to school here. There's probably other colors you can go ahead and take a look at as well. So while I don't think you should speculate, I only think you should buy profitable stuff that's literally good today. This is an example of something that makes sense to go ahead and grab if you found it on your own and explore other variations of these two similar items you're going to find in those storefronts. This next niche, a lot of people don't necessarily think of, but it's more so just a way I want you to think about doing this on your own. Only focus on what the data shows. Don't focus on what you think is going to do well. This is a hoodie, which makes sense that it wouldn't do that well during the summer months. But if I take a look here on the year-long Cupid chart, I can see the demand on this was still crazy and even higher than it is now last July and August. So that's why it's so important to strictly focus on the seller imp and Keepa data and not what you think is going to sell best. If this is a 24K rank or even better in July and August and June, like it was last year, it's going to do even better right here. So this is a great Q2 item, even though technically seasonally, it wouldn't make sense for it to be like that. We can see over on Gap, it's going for $29.99. But if I scroll down here, I can see there's a 20% email sign-up code as well. So if I plug in $30 right here, that's not good. But if I take off 20%, now it gets even better. And there's really good discounted gift cards on Gap on Cardbear here, which we can see are going to give me another, 17% off right here. So if I take off 17% from this, now this gets even better right there. And that's a good product. And now you guys have seen a bunch of examples you can storefront stock off of right here. Outdoors gear, towels, beach stuff, water bottles, summer themed clothing. And all the good work you do during Q2 is going to compound like nuts once Q3 starts and we get right into the 4th of July sourcing and July Prime Day as well. They haven't announced the official dates for Prime Day this year, but it's probably going to be right around July 15th to 16th like it was last year. So it's really important that as a newer seller, you get going ASAP so you can have really good inventory locked and loaded for Prime Day. Prime Day is a great time to sell products quicker and for higher prices. So make sure to raise your prices when Prime Day rolls around. And it's an incredible time of the year for buying. It's literally like a mini Black Friday for both selling and buying because tons of retailers run deals to compete with Amazon, which means more profitable products for us. So Prime Day is equally important for both buying and selling, and it's really important that you're prepared. So those are the hottest products for Q2 on Amazon, guys. It's really important to double down right now so you're as prepared as possible for Prime Day as well as Q4 later in this year with Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that demand popping off. And if you want personalized one-on-one coaching directly from me to get your Amazon store up and running, getting sales, and profitable by Prime Day, check the link in the description to go ahead and apply for my coaching program. I'm the only Amazon coach that actually does one-on-ones with all my students. I'll plug you in on all my favorite coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies, plug you in on a bunch of leads. We have 3 group coaching calls per week. You'll have my own personal phone number. We're gonna do a ton of good work together one-on-one. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at the link in the description. Really important if you're gonna do that, you do it prior to Q2, prior to back to school. school because it's the best time to get started with this stuff, and I want you to be as prepared as possible for the easiest times of the year. So go down to the link in the description and put in your information to apply if that's something you're interested in. Let me know any questions in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.